Just 4 this time, but 4 good ones. Taquin, Seuil, who gets rave notices from McCoy, 5-2 second favourite. The Cockney Mackem for Nigel Twiston-Davis, about whom you were hearing before the break. Oscar Whisky, we've said all there is to say about him. And the Romford Pele, not to be underestimated, 5-1 for Rebecca Curtis and Noel Feely. And Graham and Jim are casting their eyes over them.
Thanks, Nick. Here we have Barry Geraghty on Oscar Whisky, hugely popular horse, great Cheltenham record, great Liverpool record, but going to chasing slightly late in life at the age of 8. Let's find out what Nicky Henderson thinks about him today.
Yeah, Nicky's with me now. Oscar Whisky, a real yard favourite.
Yeah, it feels he's been around forever, and it's quite late today to be going chasing, but we hummed and hawed last year whether it was the time to do it, and we said we'd stay over hurdles and it was an opportunity. But now the time has come to go and do it, and he's actually been great at home, so you wonder why we haven't been there before, but this is where we find out. It's a big question to come here first time, but then he loves Cheltenham.
Certainly does. He's done really well here, hasn't he? And what about tomorrow? We're looking forward to seeing Finian's Rainbow and your other two in the Paddy Power. Has it dried out enough for him, do you think?
Well, you'd appreciate a dry night anyway. No, he's in good form. I mean, top weight's difficult, but then he's off a mark that is very generous for him.
Well, they're coming into line. Best of luck.
Thank you.
And the Taquin of Seuil, green sleeves, moving through alongside the Taquin now to Taquin again serves up and drops to join the Romford Pele at the rear of the field.
Well, you may have seen the Cockney Mackem making a serious mistake at the first fence as they make their way towards the next plane, and Oscar Whisky on the outside of Taquin de Seuil. Both jumping well. It's a steady pace here. The Romford Pele around the inner of the Cockney Mackem as they make the far turn, and they really are crawling along here with Oscar Whisky by a length and a half to Taquin de Seuil. 3 or 4 lengths then to the Cockney Mackem and the Romford Pele. So Oscar Whisky on this turn, this left-hand turn, winner of 13 of his 20 races over hurdles and over £400,000 in winner place prize money. So he's been a terrific horse, Oscar Whisky. Jumps that really soundly from Taquin de Seuil. He's a horse very highly regarded by the John Joe Neal team. AP McCoy aboard, jumping the next. And then the Romford Pele and the Cockney Mackem. So heading on now on a long run to fence number 6. Fences 6 and 7 in front of the stands. Oscar Whisky and Barry Geraghty leading the way by 4 or 5 lengths to Taquin de Seuil. The Cockney Mackem in the maroon and light blue jacket. The leader just slightly away to the right there, and the Romford Pele made a mistake. And at the next. And all safely over that with a circuit left to travel in this steel plate and sections novices chase. And so Oscar Whisky out in front under Barry Geraghty here, 4 times a course winner over hurdles here at Cheltenham as they approach fence number 8. Oscar Whisky just inclined to jump slightly right-handed. Taquin de Seuil up his inside, and then the Cockney Mackem and the Romford Pele now into the back straight. And a downhill run to another plain fence, then it'll be a water jump and the open ditch after that. Oscar Whisky clearly. Taquin de Seuil jumping nicely in second place. One of Fosslas on his chasing debut. Now the water jump, about a length and a half between the two of them. Both over safely and cleanly. 5 or 6 lengths to the Cockney Mackem on the far side of the nose-banded the Romford Pele. Now an open ditch, a couple of big ditches to take in the next half mile or so. They take that pretty accurately there, Oscar Whisky and Taquin de Seuil. Geraghty from McCoy. Still in touch, both the Cockney Mackem and the Romford Pele. Over again. Now, after a left-hand turn to a fence that might as well be marked danger here, because it's one of the toughest fences on the course. A test for a novice. There's open ditch coming up, 4 out. Oscar Whisky by 2 lengths to Taquin de Seuil coming into it. Shortens up the leader there. From Taquin de Seuil in second. The Cockney Mackem 3 or 4 lengths back. Barry Geraghty here has had a good ride round so far on this chasing newcomer, as they now reach the top of the hill and swing left-handed and now begin the descent towards 3 out. Oscar Whisky 3 lengths clear. McCoy switching Taquin de Seuil out wide of the leader, coming with a run now. Just see if Oscar Whisky jumps again, slightly right-handed going into this one. He does so a little bit, brushes through the top. Taquin de Seuil wasn't that fluent there. The Romford Pele into third, then the Cockney Mackem, as they race now on the longish run towards the final turn, and then 2 fences to jump up the home straight. Oscar Whisky with a 2-length lead over Taquin de Seuil. Out wide, the Cockney Mackem is running on now under Sam Twiston-Davies. The Romford Pele round the inside, they swing for home. Taquin de Seuil now joining Oscar Whisky. The second last comes quickly after the turn. They're in the air together. The Romford Pele's back in third, and then the Cockney Mackem. They're locked together here. Taquin de Seuil on the near side of Oscar Whisky. They fly the last like 2 experienced chasers, not 2 novices. Now it's a sprint up the hill. Taquin de Seuil on the near side of Oscar Whisky. Oscar Whisky and Taquin de Seuil. They're nothing in it. They're nothing in it. A neck in front. Taquin de Seuil. Taquin de Seuil just got there from Oscar Whisky. The Romford Pele back in third, and the Cockney Mackem was a well-beaten 4th. So McCoy has rested this steel plate and sections novices chase. Taquin de Seuil following up his debut win over fences aboard at Foss but Oscar Whisky losing very little in defeat, fighting on all the way up the hill, and the Henderson team will be well enough satisfied with his first run over the larger obstacles.
A race that had the most lugubrious of starts but the most compelling of finishes, and Taquin de Seuil has won another steeplechase. He is most exciting, and just at the point where you thought far-side Oscar Whisky might have that little more pace up the run-in, Taquin de Seuil battled back and won for AP McCoy. 4,006 winners and counting. Here he is with Alice.
You